More champagne, Mr. Forte.
And welcome to another episode of BorderLaughs podcast. How you doing? My name is Josh Castro. You guys know me, producer and showrunner here in Austin, Texas for BorderLaughs podcast and Jaja Room, spelled with a Jaja. They're at Roscoe's Comedy Club here in East Austin, guys. And thank you so much for joining me today. I am on location here at El Perritos Restaurant. You know the drill. We'll be doing interviews with comedians talking about comedy culture and comida, guys. And I got a great friend of mine that visiting from Chicago, all the way from Chicago, my good friend Jayson Acevedo.
Hello, good to be here. Thank you for having me. I am hungry, and that is the only reason why I'm here.
And thanks for joining me, man.
Hell yeah,
It's been a while since we've had our last podcast.
Yeah, the world ended because of your podcast.
That was my part. It just ended it the whole way, man.
Yep.
That was the last time. So we did the last time we did an on the spot podcast right before the quarantine, was it, or right after?
No, it was before. It was 2019.
2019.
I wasn't even smoking yet.
No, you weren't. You had just started.
No, not even.
No.
No,
Oh,
I
that's
started.
right.
I started in 2021, so it's gonna be 2 years in July. I didn't really make a big deal of it last year. I didn't really do like a big celebration, but I feel like this year I'm going all out.
There you go.
Because I've surpassed everyone that I know in my life that has smoked. Like, I know people that have been smoking since like 13, and I have surpassed them in terms of like how much I can handle, coolness. I've been complimented so much about how, like, because as a fat guy, we're known to indulge in so many areas of our lives that when you add weed to the equation, I just bought like a Squid Games like little like box. It has like a jar for your weed. It has like papers.
There you go.
And it's like all designed to be like Squid Games. It was on the clearance rack at my favorite smoke shop.
Awesome.
Shout out to Smokes and Such in Skokie, Illinois. They're lit as fuck.
There you go. And we had the opportunity to do a show. You were part of my first BorderLaughs show in El Paso, Texas, at the comic strip. And
well, it's just weird, crazy how we kind of sort of met in Austin. I'm an asshole and don't remember, but then I happened to be in town. That was just lucky how that happened. Where I happened to be in town in El Paso because my cousin Giselle, shout out to Giselle, and shout out to Andre, her husband, and shout out to baby Elias, who's going to be a big brother soon. So that's very exciting.
There you go.
But no, yeah, they were in El Paso. My cousin's husband is in the Army, so he's stationed in El Paso, and I just wanted to come out and visit, hang out, and did not come into town expecting any spots, but I did know that they had a club.
Yeah.
So I stopped by, and boom, that's where I found you. And then you were like, fucking come do a guest spot.
Well, I remember you from a long time ago when you came here to Austin. And you came in from Chicago, and that's the first time I saw you on stage. And that was at the Velveeta Room downtown, Austin, Texas.
And just to be clear, I don't like Velveeta cheese, but I will do the Velveeta Room any day. Shout out to the Velveeta Room.
Yeah, man, they're still in business. They are still. They survived the quarantine, bro.
Good. That's good. Keep them in business, baby. Yeah. It's one of the OG rooms.
One of the OG rooms here in Austin, Texas. I think Doug Stanhope actually filmed his special there back in the day.
Wow.
And there's Bill Hicks was in there too. It's a historical.
No, they should keep it alive, man.
And the one that they just closed was Cap City Comedy Club.
Oh, they closed that shit?
Yeah, they reopened it under new management up at the Domain, but the old one they closed.
Oh, wow.
And that old one used to be Laugh Stops back in the day, and that's where the one where Bill Hicks used to go to, and he has his set recorded in that Cap City area.
Is that the one where he just bombs and he doesn't give a fuck?
I don't remember. I don't think he bombed, but he was on some truthful shit that, I think he was just ahead of his time. Like people just didn't get him.
Because I know there's an album where he just didn't give a fuck, but the audience didn't give a fuck, and he just kept going.
Yeah, the very Bill Burr.
And he made that a special, which is hilarious.
And so, you've been doing comedy how long? It's ever since then you've been kind of blowing up, though, right?
I'm all right. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting back on the road a little more consistently, but I've been doing it for 13 years. Started when I was 16. And then ever since then, I've been able to perform in 5 countries, 2 languages, so many states. I think I'm over probably 15 states by now.
Wow.
But I love it, man. I never had an excuse ever in my life to travel so much. And comedy has allowed me to see so much of the world that I never thought I was ever going to see.
That's awesome.
And comedy has led me to seasonal allergies here in Austin. I didn't know that was going to be a thing, but
it's a thing, baby. That's one of these new comics coming in Austin. I see that all the time. They're sniffling and
yeah, dude.
Central Texas is totally different.
Fuck cedar, bro. Fuck cedar. That's what it is.
And I a lot of deviated septums, a lot of sinus congestion. I see it a lot, and that's what happened to me when I first came in, and I actually had to get surgery for my deviated septum.
What the fuck?
And because of the fact that it was causing so much seasonal allergies for me, that I was already on the highest totem pole for the amount of steroids they could legally give me. They're like, you maxed out, bro. We can't give you anything stronger. And I was like, how do I fix this?
I've never had any allergies, though. I'm not that person. I've only been allergic to like one medicine, but that's like shit that they can only like administer in a hospital. Right. But
what medicine is that? Penicillin?
I'll look it up in my notes later.
Dude, you know that?
No, but it's not like it's common. It's something that you have to like literally go in and request. Gotcha. It's not like if I touch this napkin, I'm dead. Like it's not in that. It's not like that.
Don't you need to know? Oh man, that just reminds me how I found out I was allergic to shrimp.
Oh shit.
And crustaceans overall. I've been allergic my whole life, and my family always ragged on me. It was like, you ain't allergic, you just being a pussy. You know what I mean? I was like, until I actually had money and a little bit of finance to go to a specialist, and they did a whole test on me. I was like, yeah, you're allergic to shrimp. Whoa. And I was like, holy shit, I worked at seafood restaurants. Like, I never ate it.
What about popcorn shrimp?
Every type of shrimp.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if it was. I didn't know. I never thought popcorn shrimp was real.
What?
Like, you know how like when you go to like fast food, you're like, that's not meat. But it's still good.
It's imitation shrimp.
Hell yeah, bro! Impossible popcorn shrimp.
Impossible.
Except the possibility that it could be something else is 100%. We just don't know what that something else is.
Exactly. So let me give you a history of this restaurant, and I know you've had a bad experience in El Paso when it comes to Chico's Tacos.
Look, man, I've been to Austin before it was weird. I was in Austin when it was Mexico. So, like, it's kind of disappointing when I can't find good Mexican food. And then being from Chicago, we're spoiled. Oh, shit. My bad.
No, you're good.
Being from Chicago, we're spoiled. So, it's really hard to find Mexican food that's better than Chicago.
I'll tell you one thing. Coming from, where I know you've had really good Mexican food. A lot of the food here is really good. There's some places that you just got to go and search. And it's one of those things like, San Antonio, abundant. And
I believe that shit.
7-Eleven Mexican restaurants. Over here, you got to find the...
Wait, what? You find Mexican food at 7-Elevens in San Antonio? I was going to say, I'm a rewards member. I'll be in that bitch. Because you know how like McDonald's has like different regional burgers and shit? In El Paso, they have like a green chili McDouble or some shit. That shit is fucking fire, bro. We don't get that shit in Chicago, bro. Well, you gotta bring your own chiles.
The funny thing is that they don't even do that in the rest of Texas. That's how unique El Paso is. Exactly. That's the thing, is that this is why this food truck is thriving here, because he's bringing the elements here to Central Texas that they don't really get out there in West Texas. Yeah. So the food there, I'm sorry you had a bad experience, but
the same thing with California. Y'all can get fucked. It really, I don't know where to find that.
But the thing is that a lot of places have, a lot of people that I've ran into, because I've been at this restaurant for a while, and I've heard a lot of people come back, because it's very similar to what he does over there, Drowned Tacos over there. Yeah. They come back and they say it's not the same as it used to be. And they actually praise this restaurant over the original. And I'm like, wow. And that's happening a lot. Damn. So Ivan's doing something real special here, because not only he offers those Drowned Tacos, he's giving that nostalgia back, and he got the flavor how it used to be before It is now, and then he's adding more stuff to his menu where it's like, oh man, you can only kind of find those things in El Paso.
Yeah.
So this is why it thrives here. This is why I think you're gonna like it, because it is technically Mexican food, but it's not like as Tex-Mex as you would find a regular Austin restaurant.
Yeah, see, when I used to think Tex-Mex was like, it sounded good, like in theory.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't like Tostito salsa. That's what I think of when I think Tex-Mex sometimes.
But that's the problem. That's the perception.
It's not my fault. It's just been what's been presented to me.
That's what I'm saying. I think you've been going
it's like
to the
cheddar
wrong...
cheese. I don't want Monterrey cheese. I could go to Monterrey, but I don't. Stop naming shit after cities. Like, bullshit. It's bullshit. Colby Jack does not belong on a taco. And also, shout out to El Paso. I love El Paso, so I'm glad that you brought me here because, I love El Paso because you're either part of the army or the cartel, and it's
it's one or the other.
So if I don't taste any nationalism or Coke in my food, then I'm gonna be pissed.
That's awesome, man. So what type of restaurants are you used to in Chicago? Do you live in the little
what kind of a question is that? Because I go, look at me, I go everywhere.
Well, I know that, but like what's your favorite go-to? I'm sorry, my bad. Let me represent it.
What restaurants don't you go to?
Well, let me clarify that restaurant.
If it has kale in the name, I'm not going.
That is everything. And that's not. There's a couple places in Austin, so yeah, I could totally agree with.
But what kind of? Oh, you know what, man? I'm really into. I'm simple. I'm really into like Italian food.
Yeah. They got a good Italian restaurants up there.
We do. Chicago. I'm Colombian, so we actually have some good Colombian restaurants in Chicago. But it's kind of hard to when born and raised in Chicago and. My mom, we're all Colombian, so it's kind of hard to I'm sure it's the same with you, where it's kind of hard to find food that rivals the food that your mom makes. Exactly. It really is hard. And
this is it, actually, for me.
Oh, word?
Like when I first tried his crispy tacos, he didn't know me. I just came in like on the sly, I'm gonna give this guy a try. I'm gonna see if he's really legit.
Yeah.
And I tasted. I was like, oh my god! Like, how did he get the recipe? Like my mom. Like it's like perfect.
So Mexicans be making flautas at home and shit? Yeah, I didn't know y'all be making I thought y'all be making tortillas from scratch, not fucking flautas.
Yeah, we do that too. But here's the thing. There's very regional. It's very regional.
Oh.
So growing up in El Paso, tortillas wasn't like a big deal.
Really?
No, and not. Tortillas, when we have burritos, we don't have tacos.
Oh, wow.
It's a burrito city. We don't do a lot of tacos. So when I moved over here, culture shock. We have homemade tortillas. My wife's born and raised in San Antonio. She's like,
you're married?
Yeah.
And we'll be right back.
Yeah, I've been married for about 15 years.
What? Yo, you're making it up for them. That's insane. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Is she Mexican?
Yeah, she's Mexican. She's born and raised in San Antonio.
Oh, my God.
She is growing up, she knew good food. She knows the ghettos there. She knows all the great places to go. Their big thing, all the Mexicans down there, they're like, it has to be homemade. It has to be homemade. And they have the tacos, right? We didn't grow up like that. So I'm like, why is the tacos such a big thing over here? And where are the burritos? And not only that, why are you guys so hard up on fucking homemade tortillas? A tortilla is a tortilla.
Homemade tortillas, but they hit different.
They do hit different, but
watch the Modelo commercial.
Exactly. It's just something that we weren't really exposed to a lot growing up. It was we can get them homemade, but the restaurants are just as good.
I mean, I've never seen anybody ever make homemade tortillas before.
Really?
Because Colombians, we don't have tortillas. We have arepas, which are our version of tortillas. They're just thicker.
Yeah.
And you could put what we do is we put butter on them and cheese, and then we just eat them for breakfast with hot chocolate or coffee, or they could be a side dish when you're eating at dinner. But yeah, I mean, in terms of burritos, my question for you is are you just used to a regular burrito, or is it a wet burrito like a Suizo ranchero, or what are you doing?
That's another thing too. That's an LA thing. That's an LA style.
Oh, okay.
So so I'm used to more just regular, simple burritos that have carne molina, which is ground beef with potatoes. Very simple. They'll have chile rellenos chile relleno burritos. That's something that you can't find here in Central Texas.
The original jalapeno popper.
Yeah, exactly, the original. And so there's a whole like foundation, like a whole genre of different burritos you can buy. Like I never really grew up like the wet or like the big fat ones like they have in LA or like those or in California. Like it wasn't like a thing.
So what's inside yours? Like your traditional?
Very simple. My go-to is chili colorado.
But what is it? Tell me what's in it.
Chili colorado is basically beef tips.
Beef tips?
Beef tips with
like marinated
beef tips with red sauce.
And then what else? No beans in there, rice?
Nah, just straight like that. But potatoes, beef tips and potatoes.
No lettuce, tomato,
nothing.
Oh, so you're just eating a hot pocket?
Pretty much.
That's it. I was expecting so much more.
No,
it's very simple with you.
Very simple, and like that's why it's like when I came out here, they got the beans, they got the rice, and
hell yeah, bro.
We don't do that. Like that's just weird. It's
like, not a burrito to me if it don't have beans in it or cheese or sour cream.
You could put beans in ours. It's not like not common. It's just I prefer it without, you know. But it's like, but it wasn't a thing where a lot of like wet burritos like that or anything where it was packed in with like other stuff that you would find on the side plate. So you would have your burrito and then you would have your beans and rice on the side. That's like your meal.
Okay.
But like when I was tripping on Chipotle, when I first saw Chipotle, I'm like, why
are you putting the beans in there?
Why are you putting it in there? Like
it's all going in the same hole.
Right, but
you got all this time to separate all your shit. Where don't you gotta be? Yeah, we're taking our time over. You're taking your time. We're on the go.
Exactly, and that's what I'm used to. And it just wasn't always like that, I guess. And also too, like we didn't eat out a lot, like growing up. Our with like to eat out was a luxury, and on top of that. The ghetto that I grew up in, the little hood I grew up in, we didn't have Whataburger. We didn't have we didn't have a lot of outlet to go and be like, yeah, let's go to Sonic. And like even at that, our family was like, nah, we got stuff at home that's better. I was like, I prefer my mom's food versus like a burger. That's how I grew up. I preferred home cooked meals versus like going out to eat. And the funny thing is when I moved to San Antonio. And I was able to like have the option to eat out there. Like, I was eating everything, and I gained so much weight. Shout out to San Antonio for helping me get diabetes.
I actually think that I feel like I finally reached like my fast food limit in Chicago. It's very similar to how my camp counselor back in the day, Laura, shout out to Laura. She is a teacher now. I follow her on LinkedIn. So basically, she told us a story back in the day about how she was left home alone and there was a giant ass jar of peanut butter in the kitchen and she ate all of it.
Oh my goodness.
And then after that day, she could not stand to be in the same room as peanut butter. She like would look at it and like gag and had like her life's portion of peanut butter. That was it. That was the limit. She ate it all in one day. And for me, I feel like I finally reached that after so many years with fast food where like I kind of am like noticing now where I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not really eating this for the taste. Maybe I'm just eating it because of the emptiness in my soul or something.
And now you have full circle.
Yeah, dude. And like here, like we're because in Chicago we have limited fast food options. We don't have Whataburger.
Yeah.
We don't have P. Terry's. Yeah. We don't have Jack in the Box, Carl's Jr. So like when I'm here, it's like I get excited about fast food again.
Right.
Because like first of all, shout out to Jack in the Box because I would have gone there if I didn't smoke, but the fact that they have mini egg rolls and curly fries on the same menu with mozzarella sticks is insane to me.
It's totally food for stoners. They know who to market to, bro. They know what they're doing.
And soda is the big thing for me. That's my vice.
Yeah.
Olipop. Try Olipop. I just started doing that.
Olipop.
Shout out to Giselle, my cousin again. She turned me on to that shit because this girl who I was like in love with or whatever, she got me into this like probiotic soda and I could not stand it. I only drank it around her just to appease her, but not really. It's to make you shit. Like it's soda, but it doesn't. It's
like a diuretic.
So there's like 4 grams of sugar, 9 grams of fiber, and it's supposed to. It's kind of like taking a sparkling water and using that as your alternative to soda or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, and it's probiotics, supports digestive health. They just asked me to start promoting them, so Olipop. I'm drinking it, and I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but I'm drinking loads of it.
And I'm trying it.
Yeah, go. It's at Target. It's so fucking good. It's gonna be like my summer shit, like, cause I'm trying to lose weight this summer. Yeah. I'm in a kickboxing gym. I was reminded today when they took out the fee out of my bank account, so I'm looking forward to coming back.
Don't you hate that? Seeing that on the road where like,
yeah, I looked at my shit. I was like, I didn't spend this much, and then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I donate to a gym.
And I've followed you online, and I know you've been trying effortly, to go in.
Yeah, it's just about consistency. That's all it is. Like you start. There's this dumb thing where I'm like, I go for a week straight, and then I'm like, we're good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same.
We're good, and then I'm like, I'll come back eventually. But now I know I can do a week. So now we just got to build off of that.
It's like Patrice O'Neal's bit where he's like, I got to come back again.
Yeah, I know, dude. And I'm just doing simple shit like Stairmaster, weights.
Me too.
And then kickboxing is great because it's like a lot like stand-up. It's a solo sport. The only person you have to depend on is yourself. And you're just, the same with stand-up where you're trying to be better than the last time you were on stage. It's the same thing with kickboxing. You're just trying to be better than the last time that you were in the gym.
There you go.
I'm sure that battery's out, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it goes out.
But we're chilling, and we can cut that out. It's fine.
Shout out to El Perrito. He's doing his thing, man. He's getting his orders out. We sold out, or he sold out early today. So, I mean, that just tells you how many people are coming through and loving this food, man.
There's something about food coming out of a truck. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like the movie Chef?
Yeah.
Oof.
Have you seen? Yeah, it has been a while since I see it, but like you could tell. I mean, the passion is what drives.
Exactly.
It's the passion.
No one's doing that shit unless they didn't really give a fuck about not only their product, but like they feel so strongly about their product and want to be able to share it with so many people. So I feel like, I can already tell it's fire because the guy who took my order was just like, come on, let's go. What do you want?
Yeah.
I know, like, it doesn't even matter what you get. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So I see it.
And so he's been open for a while, and he got featured on Texas Monthly, which is a Texas-wide, very well syndicated magazine, and gets a lot of people coming through. And like, there's people here that come from Houston.
Damn.
Like, I don't want to drive all the way to El Paso to get this food. This is my stop. This is my pit stop, and they'll clear out like $100, $150
to get here or to buy this shit.
To buy this stuff.
Damn.
So I mean, like, people are coming out and they're spending, man. So it's
fat people, man. Because once you said Houston, I'm like, those are fat motherfuckers
right.
Driving in a small ass car, holding all that weight.
Have you been to Houston?
No,
never.
No, I want to though.
Yeah. Okay, I think what we need to do is next time you come, we can plan out a whole week and we can do like Texas run.
I want to do San Antonio badly because I know some people out there.
Yeah.
But Houston sounds like a good time. I know some comic in Chicago. His name's Aaron McDavis. Shout out to him, one of the funniest comics in Chicago. He performed in Houston for a while, and I've always been curious more about San Antonio, but Houston, I like pro wrestling, so I would love to see where the old Astrodome is.
Oh yeah,
that's where WrestleMania 17 was. So I would love to see if I could just stand on the old ground.
Right. Go and just take some nostalgia pics.
And fucking Selena was there, right? At the Astrodome?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she was there, and and that
was that the Alamo Dome?
No, that was the Alamo Dome.
Oh, okay.
But she may have performed there. I mean, she was all over Texas at the time when her early night. Let me ask you another question. This is off.
I already know what you're going to ask me. Yes, fucking Abraham's Restaurant is a travesty. It should have stayed open longer. Selena's dad, Papagayos.
Did he open one there?
You don't see the movie?
I've seen the movie.
Part of the reason why they closed is because Selena stopped singing there, and then those plates were too hot. You got to watch the movie again because this joke would have fucking hit harder if you watched the movie.
Dude, it's been a while because here's the thing, man. I grew up not really, and I said this on my previous call. I didn't know who she was till she died.
Damn.
Yeah.
I went to her grave when I was like 5.
Really?
Or 3 or something like that.
But how did you know about her?
I didn't. I mean, I was a kid. My parents knew about her. My sister, they were all into her. And like I, like I said, visited her grave in Corpus Christi. Mm-hmm. And like, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm a Selena like stan or anything, but I do. You could easily make comparisons like how she was like our like Madonna, Janet Jackson. Either way, she was an icon, and I still can't believe she was like what 24, 25 when she died or something like that.
23.
Wow. Yeah. So who knows? I sometimes think about like what would it have been like if she were still alive, and just to think of like who she would have like collaborated with now, like to just also like listen to music today and see how she influenced music, especially within like the Latino music community and whatnot. And it would have been nuts to see her do like collabs with like, what's that girl's face? The one that does Havana. Havana. Hey ladies, who sings that song Havana? That Cuban girl? Camila Cabello. Thank you so much to those two ladies who knew what the fuck we were talking about, because we sure did not know. You see how the influence? I don't even know bitches' names,
dude. And that like I would be so shameful because like people would give me like look down on me because I didn't know who she was, and I was like, was I supposed to check that off on my checklist for being Mexican? I was like,
you should. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is a requirement. I think when I tell Mexicans that I've been to her grave, we deport them. So
get them out.
You have to.
Well, there's a lot of Colombian influences, aren't there, for music, right?
For music?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
cumbia came from fucking Colombia. You know, that's where.
And I am the perfect representative to talk about cumbia music coming from Colombia. But no, I mean, I definitely see influence in terms of, I mean, for a second I thought J Balvin was going to be bigger than Bad Bunny, but he's up there. But like, we had Encanto.
Yeah.
Nobody could stop saying, what's his name? Bruno. Which this whole time I thought was a metaphor for Pablo or something.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I was the only one that's thinking that.
I still haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it, Encanto?
No, I don't know what's holding me back, but I think it's because I just want to get like super fucking high and watch it and just have like Colombian food in front of me.
That sounds like a night, bro.
Dude.
That sounds like a great night.
Yeah, that shit is lit.
My wife, she loves Disney. She loves all that stuff, and she puts that on before the kids even like it, man.
Because I've seen Coco.
Yeah, Coco, we've seen Coco.
Coco's easy. Yeah. I mean, Coco came out, my nephew was 6 now. That came out when he was like 3 or 4, and was really into it, and it still blows my mind that there was Border Patrol in that movie. Yeah. Do you remember that? Yeah. And then, and nobody ever talks about how those kids in Narnia just went through a closet without a passport. So that's bullshit.
Think about that, all right? Fucking little white kids.
Yeah, bro.
With that damn lion.
It's a whole goddamn other universe. You got nothing to declare before you go in there? That's bullshit.
Not even some plants and shit. What the fuck? Came over here with a disappearing coat.
Damn, dude. And this motherfucker's already dead, Hector, right? And he's like, I'm trying to get past the bridge or the flower thing. And they're like, nah, nobody's brought anything to the ofrenda. Nobody brought anything to the table. Right. And it's like, damn, bro.
And so, like, when you're growing up, there was a lot of cumbia influence when you were growing up. Did you have like any go-to like song?
I'll tell you this: I did not listen to that shit growing up.
You didn't like it?
It was more like that kind of shit was like
Sofina.
No, it was like family parties.
Yeah,
they would be blasting that shit.
Yeah,
me, I kind of just my music taste was basically built from like car commercials and whatever was on my sister's Napster account. And then we upgraded to like LimeWire, and then we went through her iPod Classic, and that's how I got into like Fall Out Boy, and then we got into my brother-in-law's iPod. He was into Kanye, Common, and all that other shit. Yeah. And like I right now I could tell you I'm all over the place. Yeah. I could bet you I'm not one of those people where I'm like, oh, I listen to everything but country. Chris Stapleton is one of the more enjoyable country singers I've ever heard in my life, and it was my number one choice when I used to clean out my guinea pig's cage. But Traveler is a great fucking album. But Chris Stapleton is wonderful. But I mean, I bet I could find you anything good in any genre.
Yeah.
But Oh my goodness! Thank you very much.
The moment of truth.
I don't even know what this is, but I know I'm
flautas.
excited. Oh, these are the flautas.
Those are the flautas. Now and so you want to show the camera what you got, that way people can check it out.
Yeah, man. So this camera right over here is gonna take a look right there.
Woo,
oh yeah.
And so
right there. I'm gonna try to. Oh, there it is. Nice.
And so, like, it's so funny that you mentioned that. I grew up nothing but cumbias. Like, I grew up not knowing what the names of the artists were, but
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to the artist. I just paid attention to the song. And so my aunts were always on the ones playing the cumbia. What do you think? What's your?
I don't even know what you're saying anymore. Damn.
Yeah, man. This is basically the food that I grew up with, eating it like this. You know what I mean? So this is something that you would find at any local restaurant there in El Paso. But the funny thing is, you can't find that here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but it's just made differently.
This is not a good idea to have an interview while this is in front of me, because he said things and I don't even know.
I'm gonna edit. I'm just gonna cut out the parts where you're talking, and then
it's gonna be a still of me and just your voiceover. Yeah, I don't understand what the fork is for. Definitely not for me. Maybe for the avocado.
You ready to go to sleep now, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was very flavorful.
Yeah, so that's I'm glad you came by and came to check it out, man. I was hoping you were able to. I was like, man, I know you wanted those wing daddies, but
don't lie to them. Don't act like I didn't pre-order to pick up after this.
As a matter of fact, he's gonna go try the wing daddies. And I'll probably help you eat.
It's because I don't know why it's so good. I had it in El Paso, and I was like, "This is too good right now."
What flavor did you have in El Paso?
I think I just had honey barbecue.
Yeah.
And somebody might have had something else, but this time I got Tangosaurus.
There you go.
I don't know what that means, but I know it's. I'm gonna repaint somebody's toilet tonight.
There is another wing truck down south here called.
That's what I got to do more of next time. Is more trucks.
There's a wing truck down the street called Tommy Want Wing Me.
Okay.
And
also, you can't go wrong with Lubies. I love Lubies way too much.
Yeah.
There's like a family tradition attached to it.
Yeah.
My uncle would take my grandparents there a lot.
Oh wow!
So I think that's their clientele.
Yeah.
Is middle-aged men with heart problems and their parents.
Perfect comedy crowd.
Yeah. Church choir directors go in there a lot. I love it.
Well, that's great, man. I'm glad you're able to check this out and do a little food review with me.
Review. Yes. As you can see here, there really is no need for words when I ate it all. It's great. I think it's really good. I think most flautas are dry. This one was very flavorful. I got to really enjoy the meat is really well seasoned.
Yeah. Hey, you're really going in.
I'm not a really big fan of avocado, even though that is my handle at Jayson Avocado. But that's how you get white people to follow you. Everything for a food truck, the presentation was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I almost didn't want to dig in too fast because I was like, damn, he's put a lot of time and effort into that, and like he put passion into that shit.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed it.
That's great, man.
And the serving size is great too. That's totally good. I would not share that with anybody.
Yeah,
that's for you.
Yeah.
Really good shit.
Well, that's great, man. I'm glad you gave us a good review. And shout out to El Perrito for holding it down and keeping these hungry comics fed when they come into town, man.
Hell yeah, man. And I was going to say I match with my drink. But no, it's really good, man. Definitely come out here, man. It's really good.
Great, man. And so if people wanted to find you, how would they find you online?
Most background checks can... No. Why is this taking... I'm thinking about what else I'm going to eat. No, you can find me at Jayson Avocado. I'm sure these two ladies right here who are eating behind are going to follow me as well because they're probably wondering what the fuck's going on. cheers to you guys. They're calling the police. But at Jayson Avocado, JaysonAvocado.
There you go.
And then JaysonAvocado.com if you want to look at awesome pictures of me, or if you want to purchase my 1 hour special, Lonely Win. And currently working on another one.
There you go.
So currently working on that and another. Well, not another. My first one-man show that has been in like pre-production for ages. But
Yeah, I've been seeing you work, man. I've been seeing you work on that.
just trying to essentially do what I have been doing the entire time I've been doing comedy is, creating opportunities for oneself, for yourself, and then also just I think I'm finally back. No, wait. Let me say this. I think the crazy thing, and I'm about to blow your mind. The crazy thing is knowing that who we are right now as adults is who our younger selves would have felt comfortable around.
Interesting.
Who would have felt safe around, who would have looked forward to.
That's great.
So I am that guy, and now I'm like realizing we don't have that much time here, and I just want to play. So that's, I think, anytime I approach...
Great way to fucking look at life,
anytime I approach any project, I'm like, I just want to play, and who are the new people that I get to play with? And I know there's some people that are interested in wanting to work with me and bring these projects that I have in my head to life, and very blessed to have a lot of people around my life, in and around my circle, I should say, that are fans of my work, and I'm also fans of their work, and just the spirit of collaboration is alive. You can't do this shit on your own.
Right.
And once you find your crew, hold on to them, respect them, cheer for them, and know that there's enough success and opportunity out there for everybody. I couldn't look at the camera because I had to really think about what I was saying.
But that's great fucking advice.
Really, that shit was like really, it's like really sinking in now. It's like a sativa or indica. That's a hybrid. Because I'm feeling both right now. I'm feeling the head high and I'm feeling the I can't get out.
But there you go, guys. Jayson Acevedo. He's performing tonight in Austin, Texas at Eastside Comedy Club. Shout out to Eastside Comedy Club. And if you can check him next time he comes in Austin or your town soon, based out of Chicago, go follow him online.
Yeah, shout out to East Austin Comedy Club. They have been incredibly supportive. Such a well-run space, such a nice space. Every crowd that we've had there has been so cool. And shout out to that birthday group who bought $80 worth of merch and were drunk off their ass. Happy birthday to that one girl whose name I still do not know.
All right, guys, this has been another episode of BorderLaughs podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like this episode, go like and subscribe. Go follow me online, comment, do something. And follow my boy on Jayson Acevedo on Instagram or any social platform, guys.
Hell yeah. Giselle's having a baby. Let's get it.
This has been another episode of BorderLaughs podcast. At the Guacho.
More champagne, Mr. Forte.